Hello everyone, my name is Rafsan Hussainov and I'm a senior IT program manager and a solution architect at one of the Fortune 500 companies. I have more than 13 years of experience in IT program and project management, delivering enterprise-grade technical solutions. I'm certified in project management. I'm also a Microsoft MVP. In my day-to-day work, I use Microsoft Copilot to create different project artifacts, analyze my data, generate insights, and provide updates to my stakeholders and project sponsors. Microsoft Copilot isn't just a one-time tool for me. It's truly my AI companion. I'm super excited to show you how Microsoft Copilot can be an indispensable part of your project management toolkit. A few key points we will cover today. We will learn about the architecture of Microsoft 365 Copilot, practical examples of using Copilot for your project management, how we can integrate Microsoft Copilot into our existing workflows, and of course, tips and tricks. Please note that all the data and personas that will be used in today's demo are completely fictional and solely for illustrative purposes. So let's get started. What's Microsoft 365 Copilot or Copilot for Microsoft 365? Because they are used interchangeably. So Microsoft 365 Copilot is basically Microsoft's GenAI services that helps business professionals to become more efficient and productive. In order to get access to Microsoft 365 Copilot, you need first whether business or enterprise Microsoft 365 plan plus Microsoft 365 Copilot license. That way you can get access to Copilot. Now that we have high-level information about Microsoft 365 Copilot, let's explore the architecture behind Microsoft Copilot. The Copilot starts with when the user interacts, whether it's in Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, etc., providing prompt. Copilot takes that prompt for grounding purposes. This is like pre-processing. It sends that to Microsoft Graph, where Microsoft Graph can do semantic indexing. It basically, based on the prompt, trying to bring the relevant information from your chats, emails, files, etc. And also it checks whether you have access to certain data set. If you don't have access to certain data sets, it will not provide answer based on those specific data. Once it processes this, it sends this information to large language models where it can further process and generate the generative answers. After this process comes post-processing, where Copilot takes LLM generated output and then post-process, where it makes sure that it aligns with responsible AI, organizational policies, etc. Once everything passes, then it provides the outcomes to the users. This is in a nutshell how the Copilot works. So let's talk about our use case today. I'm a project manager and I recently assigned to a new project via email. And we will start our project planning using Copilot all the way to closing our project. Let's get started. So here I am in Outlook. I just assigned to a new project and it's about replacing our old employee onboarding software. Before leaving Outlook, what I will do, I will just read this email and then click Summary by Copilot. This is a great feature because sometimes you have multiple threads, so you can use Copilot to summarize that so that you can take actions. So here we have key information here like the project deadline, giving me authority to assemble the cross-functional team, who is the project sponsor, and what updates he wants. This is a great information. Now, I would like to schedule a call with my core team members so that we can kickstart our project planning. So what I will do, there is a Copilot action here called Schedule with Copilot. This is a great feature. So all I need, just click. So it's a Teams meeting. And here is the name of the meeting title. and it basically created the agenda for us and summarized this conversation. This is very important because we need to give context to the team what this project about in advance so that we can do like strawman approach. So I need to click insert, and then I don't need my project sponsor for this meeting. I will replace him with my core team members. Perfect. Timeline. This is a little too early. I will change this to 10 a.m. and extend the duration. Perfect. All I need now is just click send. So as you can see, Copilot in Outlook saved us, I don't know how much time, but the benefit here, I get a quick summary of the email saying what needs to be done. On the other hand, I was able to easily schedule a call. Just few clicks and it's done. Now, we know that we have a meeting next week so that we can discuss the project charter. If we need additional information, we can gather those information. Typically, project charter created by project sponsor with the help of project manager. So, but you still need to discuss with team to make sure what SMEs, team members we need to bring in order to successfully deliver that project. So I need to create a craft project plan. To do that, I will go to Business Chat or BizChat. So there are two ways that you can get access to BizChat. The first one is you can just go to Microsoft365.com and there you will see this, or you can simply go to Teams and you can get access to that. So what I will do now, I will ask Copilot to create a draft project charter. So I just put a prompt here saying I'm a project manager and I'm recently assigned to a new project. See the details below and create a project charter. So one of the main benefits of using Microsoft Copilot is its ability accessing to your data, whether that data sits in Outlook, emails, chats, files. Once you provide information in your prompt, it connects that data and brings those for you. So you remember we copied our summary in Outlook. All I need just paste that information here and just hit enter. By the way, you can also add people, files, and more for better results. If you click more, you can specify other people, other files. This can be meetings, emails, or you can simply upload any file that you think relevant to this discussion. So once we are done, just click send. Perfect. It literally pulled that information. If I come here for reference, I can see that's the reference. So I can further ask list key points who contributed this, ask about this. I could just copy and paste this information in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint to just create a nice formatted project charter, but I need team's input. Of course, we will have a meeting with team, but before that, I want to provide that information with them. So I'll just click editing page. This is kind of UI for Copilot here. And I'll just click go to page. Now, as you can see, this is the project objective, scope, key milestones. I can literally go ahead and tag my team in the AI generated content so that we can start collaborating. The first thing I will do, I'll tag my colleague here. The first time you tag, you need to give them access, share, notify. Perfect. So team members can go ahead and review this. If they have any inputs, they can provide before our meeting. So we are done with the initial draft, and let's go ahead and discuss this with our team. I've scheduled the call and let's see. I'm in the team meeting and I start discussing the high-level project information with the team members. And then I'm going to ask team members to do some actions. In here, I assign tasks to them, and now I can ask Copilot to simply list action items and see what it will do. Perfect. It basically identified those list of action items, added description, and also added the action items. But I want this in a table format. All I need provide another prompt saying that now put this in a table. Here we go. Within seconds, Copilot was able to create this nice table. But that's not it. I don't want to leave this table here. I am going to review this one more time to make sure that it's accurate. Then once it's done, I can also check any references I have in this table. I can just simply copy. And if you go to meeting notes, there is a Microsoft Loop collaborative meeting notes feature there where we can see the agenda. On the meeting notes, I can just simply paste that table, and here we go. We have this nice table, and it comes with the task name, owner, and action item. So this is our meeting. It went very well. Now let's move forward with creating project charter in Word and PowerPoint. So here is the Microsoft Word, and when you open a new file, you will see this pane here, and all I need to just provide information about the project and then ask Copilot to refer with the emails, files that I have for that specific project. They've already done initial work for our project charter, so all I need is just placement, and now Copilot will help us with some of the prompt samples. Example, include a timeline, key milestones, and roles and responsibilities. We'll just click Tab, and let's see what else. Emphasize the importance of stakeholder engagement and include a risk management plan. Well, I think for risk management, we will have separate sessions. So for now, I'm okay. If I want, I can also add any relevant files here as well. And I'll just simply click Generate. Perfect. Sometimes what happens, I ask Copilot to create these files. Sometimes it does a really great job, but I need to review and see what times I need to make changes. So if you are happy with the answers, all you need, just click Keep It, and this way it will keep the outcome. You can see it also named the project charter file. Once I have this is really good for team. Sometimes you need presentation for executive leadership and large stakeholder groups. So that's the time I think having PowerPoint presentation would make much sense. So here I'm in the PowerPoint. As you can see, there are two Copilots here. One is here and one is here. So there is this one specific feature here called Narrative Builder. It basically, once you give prompt, it builds the outline for you first, then you review it, you can modify it, and then click OK, generate. So I'll use this feature first, create a presentation about, click enter. You can be more specific. For example, you would say limit the number of slides to 2, 3, etc. But you can always review it here. For example, project overview looks good, business case looks good. Typically for project charter, I create 1 or maximum 2 slides, where in one slide you have like 6-pack with business case, opportunity statement, high-level milestones, etc. And the other slide is basically a list of all the stakeholders. Right now, I think it's not the way Copilot and PowerPoint works. So here are some of the key information. For risk management, as I said, we will have a different risk session using whiteboard. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And success metrics and evaluation, that might be good. Communication is good. I think this looks good. If I want anything, I can just simply add more with Copilot, whether you can describe or you can bring a file here. So I'll just exit from here and click generate slides. Here we go. It just created the presentation for us. You can review this, and if you're okay, and then you can click keep it. Here you can see the project information. So soon we will have ability to bring our organizational image from SharePoint, but right now this is basically created by Microsoft Designer. Here we have presentation. If you have also your organizational template, you can also leverage that. You can download that template, and on that template ask Copilot to create the presentation, and it will respect your organizational branding guidelines. And if I also click notes, and you will see the meeting notes here. One thing I want to also mention here, unlike using Copilot for web where you need to provide a very specific prompt framework, for example, prompt context, end goal, role, etc., here it doesn't work. So here, if you click view prompts, there is a specific prompt samples. This is across Microsoft 365 applications. Like Excel has its own kind of prompt framework, and it needs to be very short and concise. Add agenda, for example, add an agenda slide, question from audience. If you don't find any prompt sample that you want, you can just come here and look at the categories, and you can also look for the job type, and you will see the sample prompts there. But overall, if you want to see all kinds of prompts, just click see all prompts. This will take you to Copilot Lab where you will see other prompts for other applications. Now I'm good. I'll just exit from here. So this looks good. We have now second artifacts that we created. I would say we are more or less done with project initiation phase, and now we are shifting to planning. For project planning, typically in project you would need to create a document library to keep your documentation, so that anytime you create artifact, it's not stored in different places. So to do that, what I will do, I will go ahead and use Microsoft Loop. The reason because Loop has also Copilot capabilities that I want to show it to you. Here I'm in the Microsoft Loop, and here is the couple of the workspaces that I have. The Loop workspace is basically a centralized hub to keep anything related to your project. So I'll click plus, create new, and I will click new workspace, and I will name our project. Click continue. When I created a new workspace, basically we can see all the relevant information for our project workspace because of the name that we added in the title. So I have this information here. I can choose, for example, these are main Loop components, and I can see here we go. We have already project charter. We can review it if we want. Perfect. I'll just click select, and I will also click our presentation we just created. I'll click create. Here is the list of the artifacts that related to our project. I will quickly add a folder and name this files, and then add all these files inside this folder. Collapse this. Here I'm trying to create a project plan in the Loop, so I'll just click new page, and here I will describe / and then here is the Loop component I have. You can put as much as information you want. For example, in your project plan, what columns do you want? What column types do you want? For example, instead of single line, you could ask add assign to person column type, where it will connect your Azure Active Directory. So I'm okay for now. I'll just click enter. Project planning is a team activity. You would schedule multiple workshops with your team to identify key milestones, identify summary tasks, then tasks. In Agile project management, though, you would come up with the epics, then milestones or features, then user stories, then tasks. Here I will use a traditional approach. Perfect. Keep draft. I'm okay with this now. Project objective, everything, and cross-functional team, communication plan. This is not enough. I'll probably ask create a new plan. For project planning, I will use a template. Let's say create a project tasks in a table format. Click enter. We have list of the tasks. We can add as much as task information we want. I've actually gone ahead and created a more comprehensive project table. And here is our project table and a list of the tasks, task name, description assigned to. This is all generated by Copilot, but you would ideally do this with your team members. Now we have list of tasks that we need to complete in order to deliver our project. I would also like to do the risk planning. To do that, I will go ahead and open whiteboard. I have sample board here, very simple. So I will do risk planning with my team here. In the project, you would have a risk planning session. So there are multiple steps involved here. you would identify a list of risks, then you would list them based on their impact and likelihood, and then prioritize them, and then create action items and assign them to the team members. So right now, if we look at here, we are in the step 1 and we have identified a couple of project risks. Imagine you would have like 50, 60 risks for larger projects. I would like to summarize this information. So to do that, I will go ahead and select all the sticky notes. And then from here, I will click Summarize. Copilot creates a Microsoft Loop component and summarize these risks for us. I like this. I will keep this and then copy this. Since we have already project workspace in Loop, I will go ahead and create a risk register and just paste that component right here. And as you can see, this is dynamic. Anything I update here, it will update information there as well. For example, if I add my colleague Zuka, now I can come back here and you can see this is just updated in real time. But this is not enough information. I also want to categorize that information. So what I will do this time, this is kind of unorganized. So I will select it one more time, click Copilot and click Categorize. Categorize, and it created these nice categories. What are the operational challenges? Here are the list of risks. Team issues, legacy, system challenge, vendor and support concerns. I'll keep this as well. So I will copy this. I will add another loop component. Click these 3 dots and click loop component. I will choose task list because once I identify the mitigation strategies, etc., I would like to assign them to my team members. So I will come here, enter, and then I can maybe make this a little bigger and just paste this information here. This looks good. I'll copy this information, come back to our risk page, and paste this information right here. Just copy it here. It brought also these categories for us. Now, once we are done basically identifying the action items, prioritize our risks, then we can just simply come here and assign these tasks to our team members. This is really good for risk management. Let's say I'm good for now. We can also go ahead and ask Copilot to create a So you could do this step in Word as well. As I said before, I like Loop, so that's why I'm now using Copilot to create communication plan here. More details, the key message, everything. I just didn't do any manual work. All I need just simple prompt, and I'm happy with that. And keep track, but you can also click go back and start over. I think now we are good with project planning. Now let's start with project execution and monitoring. When we start execution, we need to have some kind of checkpoints with the team members to make sure that project progresses accordingly as expected. So that's why, especially in agile project management, you would have daily stand-ups. Here I'm in the teams, and I have daily stand-ups with my team. So I will just click open, join the meeting, and I will click Copilot, click confirm. And here on the right pane, you can see Copilot. And let's say this is our daily stand-up. First couple of minutes, it doesn't give you the context because Copilot needs to listen a little bit more and then give you the context. And here, let's play a scenario. Let's say we are in the daily stand-up, and in daily stand-up, typically you would say the team members, developers would discuss what we did yesterday, what we are going to do today, and if there are any blockers. So let's say as a team member, I will say for example, I'm facing an issue. I need the connection to our IT data lake, but the team member who gives the permission out of office, so I can't do my work today. So I would like to escalate to the person's manager so that I can get access as soon as possible. So let's say this is just a sample. Now I can just go ahead and click more prompts and click list action items. So as you can see, it already created that action item and suggest follow-up questions. By the way, you can also put your own prompt as well. And here Copilot gives us some follow-up questions. I think this is really great, and we can also click recap meeting so far. This is a great functionality, so you can click recap meeting so far and share it with other people. This is how I use Copilot for daily stand-ups in Teams. And as you can see, it saves a lot of times. I would maybe like take notes or interrupt people, but now I'm just listening, trying to understand what are the challenges. Copilot takes notes in behalf of me. This is great. So let's close our daily stand-up. Let's see, we have a project plan here. Project manager every day comes here and tracks the project progress. But as you can see, we need some visuals to see the holistic picture, right? So of course, we can use Copilot in Microsoft Loop to get some high-level information. I just simply ask how many tasks Alice have, and here is the answer from Copilot. So what I will do, I will close this, click here, and click Export to Excel. This is our project plan. Let's open Copilot. Here we have create formulas, suggest a formula column, understand. So I can just simply click, I want to understand my data. Just click summarize using pivot tables or charts. No formulas, no functions. We are just interacting with Copilot using natural language. And most of the times, the prompt samples are already there. We can just click a button and it will add it for us there. If I want to incorporate this information to my Excel file, all I need just click add a new sheet, and here we go. We have this information that listed here. I can also ask suggest conditional formatting. Here we have a couple of the, for example, highlight sales and status when count of row sales are greater than 1. We can do that. Let's see what happens. Click apply. Perfect. As you can see, all of these are bigger than 1 and it highlighted. Let's come back to the project plan. So here we have a couple of suggested prompts. Of course, we can add our own prompt, but let's click show data insights. I want to show another thing, which because it's out of box, we can use right away. I'll skip only this part. I want to see the another one, which is add all insights to grid. This is really great feature. So if I click add all insights to grid, it will create a new sheet with all the project information in a visual manner. So I really like this function because we would just only click one button, it would create for us, and then we can do the stakeholder updates. So let's look at some of the information here, planned hours and end date and assign to. We don't have that much information here. Planned hours has an outliner at start date. Here we go. And we will also ask Copilot why using its outliner. And status, you can see here total. Let's see. Okay, so I think we could also ask to change the color because right now only shows in progress, but I would like pie chart shows all the status values. Project phase testing has noticeably higher actual hours. So it's really good to know because that way we can see why we are spending that much time for testing. And if you scroll bottom, you will see these are all pivot tables that Copilot created. Now, if I come back, click Copilot again. By the way, you can always extend this if you want to see more. Ask Copilot to show a suggestion for a formula column. So in typical project management, you would have a start date, end date, and duration. And here, it noticed that we are missing duration. It suggested that column for us called task duration. Here is how it calculates and task duration. I can just click insert column, and here we go. It shows the task duration. Sometimes it's not enough and you might need to put your own prompt. And here, for example, I will ask, highlight the tasks in progress in orange color, click enter, click apply. And now you can see these are the in progress items. You could also provide one prompt saying that do conditional formatting. If status completed, make it green. If it's delayed, make it red, etc. So I want to also ask Copilot, compare actual hours versus planned hours for each task in a column chart. Click enter. Perfect. It just created actual versus planned hours, and it also gives us the example. And if I want, I can click add a new sheet. And here we have this information. We can make it bigger and see this information. Many of the tasks, as you can see, it's in orange color. There isn't because they are not started yet. But some of the tasks here, for example, testing, taking more time than initially planned. So that's what I will ask in the another prompt, saying, looks like we have 3 outliners. And there are outliners in the task duration data on the following start dates. And we could add this and see why there are outliners. My favorite one in Copilot in Excel is its ability creating like these grid right away. But again, like you can create your own. This is another prompt that I put. I want to see the bar chart showing the distribution of tasks among team members. Click send. So sometimes what I notice, I will just copy this part, and once I add this here, I will paste the same prompt again. The first time it created this table, but I also want to see the chart, and here we go. It just added. So if you are asking, is there any way that Copilot can make this conditional formatting, like Alice might have different color, Carol different, so that it's visually more digestible. I've tried many times. Unfortunately, Copilot doesn't do that yet, at least for me. So in those cases, you can ask, how can I do formatting for this bar chart? So even it doesn't do, it can basically give you instructions on how you can do it by yourself. And here is the instructions, just basically helping you to execute this task by yourself. So this is how I use Copilot and Excel. I think Excel provides really great capabilities when it comes to analyzing, manipulating the data. So let's come back to our closing phase. In closing phase, you would create different artifacts, for example, lesson learned, project closure report, and you would also create user support resources. So when you do handover, you would give those resources to operations team. So I found this great feature in OneDrive. So you can easily create frequently asked questions from your files or review your files without opening it. Right now I'm in the OneDrive. For example, I have this file. Without opening it, I can just simply ask Copilot to summarize it. I don't even open the file. I just ask Copilot, just review and provide updates. Now I can also interact with that content. I can ask a question here. Who are the key stakeholders? Again, like these are the sample prompts, but you can also put your own prompts here. HR department, IT department, and new employees. I'll close this. I can leverage Copilot here. Create a frequently asked questions. So we might have multiple files. We can create playbook. We can create frequently asked questions. We can create job aid, all without opening or merging files. Copilot is doing for us. So this is it. This is the way I use Copilot. Of course, there are more advanced use cases because I also build custom Copilots using Copilot Studio. And I also use Copilot in Power Platform to create custom low-code, no-code applications to the automations. But in terms of productivity, efficiency, I think Microsoft 365 Copilot provides a lot of great capabilities that you can leverage them in your day-to-day work. I think this finalizes my demo. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.